Welcome, everybody, to Mount Van Hovenberg. This is the final day of the NCAA Skiing Championships, where we have classic racing in the distance events. And we have 20K for both the men and the women. The athletes have marched in here. 4 times a 5-kilometer course. There'll be a few more people out here today because the Alpine squads of the various teams that are here always come out and cheer, and this will be a really fun and epic race. 25 degrees right now. High is going to be about 32. Humidity at 79% here in Lake Placid. And teams warming up there. Again, classical technique today. Utah is leading now, 3:58. Colorado very close behind. Denver into third. Montana State fourth. Vermont, Westminster, Dartmouth in seventh. New Hampshire eighth. UAF ninth, and Middlebury rounds out the top 10. But particularly amongst those top 3 teams, we could see some moving around and some changes today here. But it's been a great championships hosted by St. Lawrence University. I think it's about the 6th championships that Lake Placid has held here. Hello again, everybody. I'm Peter Graves. Happy to be with you today as the athletes are lined up at the start. Of course, wearing bib number 1 will be the winner of the last race here, Novi McCabe. Annabelle Needham of Michigan Tech wears number 2. Ava Thurston of Dartmouth wears number 3, and the women are just about ready to go. All right, and we are racing here in the final day of these championships. And it is not especially easy today with the temperature we have and the terrain we have. There's a lot of climbing on this loop. You definitely want plenty of kick. But, of course, the more wax you add, and if you put on binder or whatever, it adds to the thickness, and that can slow things down. But there's enough vertical here that you want plenty of good kick. Live at Mount Van Hovenberg with our nice drone shots here. This, as you know, because you are experts in the sport yourselves that are listening here, parents and friends and just fans of the sport know that this is a really tactical race. It is less about time and more about position at the finish line.
Charlotte Ogden from
and
Vermont.
We're just a little over 60 seconds into this, and already you see that slight breakaway coming into effect. It's Thurston there for the big green for Dartmouth. She's a freshman out of Waterbury, Vermont. And she could be battling with Novi McCabe. Also, CU has Hannah Abramson wearing number 4. And we'll keep an eye on Annabelle Needham from Michigan Tech University. But it is really the hills that are going to be where, in a sense, the race is won and lost. This is, in terms of total vertical, there's a lot of it here. And, of course, the expenditure of energy is very strong on the hills here. Oh, it looks like that may be Novi McCabe overhead.
Taking care of all of our.
Incidentally, Holmenkollen Day today for the men. U.S. Seeing some best individual performances. Dave Norris, 17th in the 50K. Scott Patterson, 18th, and several others well inside the top 25. The women will race the long-distance event
See that drone shot right
at Holmenkollen tomorrow.
Of Alaska Fairbanks skier.
So now you have this rather significant breakaway group.
Very consistent team from the first series. Looks like about.
And this race also tactically is about contact. You don't want to get left behind. If you want to be among the top placing athletes, you've got to always stay in contact with a leader. Great props to all the organizers here, too. They've done a wonderful job, organizers and volunteers. And the good folks at St. Lawrence University hosting this championships next year goes to University of Colorado, where it will be held in Steamboat. There you can see that hint of a breakaway right there amongst the lead group. I won't take the time to count, but it probably is 8 or 10 in that little breakaway.
See them on the drone, unofficial, 3.5 minutes into the race. But you can see that lead pack.
Novi McCabe, of course, won the women's race here, coached by Miles Havlick at the University of Utah. She's 21 out of Winthrop, Washington. Made her World Cup debut in 2021. She is a sensational climber. And as I recall, the Tour de Ski, I think she was 7th place up the final stage at Alpes sur Mai, which is part of an alpine ski area. And as most of you know, it is a brutal face to climb to the top of this alpine ski area. And the other thing, as we kind of think about other things that could happen here, I mean, it's a longer race. You will have had to pay good attention to your both your hydration and what you eat, both last night and this morning. And then, of course, there is the issue of the wax. And that can shear off. And the snow is, it's a little bit loose and granulated in some area. We did get some new snow a couple of days ago, but it's also tilled in with a considerable amount of man-made snow, too, which has a little more water content. The crystals are a little bit more rounded, particularly they get all mixed up when it gets tilled. All right, so we have 3 up here. And look at the crowd of fans that have gathered to watch that. All right, again, that breakaway. 8 people on that break. And there is a good shot from overhead of, and again, from this angle, quite candidly, I can't tell you exactly who everybody is. But there is that skier right in the back of the breakaway group that's trying desperately to keep contact. All right, they're on a downhill section here. And just under 7 minutes into the race, and we are already down to this. We have not completed 1 lap yet. These mass start races, as you know, breathe totally differently than do the individual starts. But if there is one thing that perhaps helps in mass start races, it's the idea that you can also draw some concept of pacing from the athletes that are right in front of you. So Novi McCabe, let's see, there is a Utah uniform right out in front. And a darker uniform there. I think I see Ava Thurston maybe running in about 6th place in this pack. The freshman from Dartmouth out of Waterbury, Vermont. And now you have, it looks like 2 Utes there, as you have Sophia Lockley wearing number 9. Number 4 is right next to her. That's the Colorado buff Anna Abrahamson. And number 24 in that group is Jasmine Lyons, who was 2nd place in the women's 5K for the University of New Hampshire. That is a very esteemed group. Now note there are 3 Utah Utes in that lineup. There is a UAF skier right there. Number 19 goes by Anne Maria Dietz, who skis out of CU. So these are 2 teams that, of course, are already in a big battle for the standings here. Number 5 going by. There's number 8. 5 is Shea Brahms from Middlebury. Number 8 is Waverly Gephardt, skiing for the University of Vermont Catamounts. Tilda Bangman goes by. Number 20, Lucinda Anderson. Number 26 going by is Sophia Mazzoni. Here is number 35, and that is Tuva Bigrov. And now more of the chasers, and here is the skier that is pulling off to the side and having to herringbone a bit, and that is, I believe, number 25, Henrietta Sim. Okay, we go back to the lead pack, and we know that there are 3 Utah Utes in that group. CU has Anna Abrahamson. And some of these skiers have been on the World Cup this season. And there is a lot of terrain here. And the other thing is that this does not, it's not like the older days where you sort of skied into the hills. These hills hit you right here, right from the start. 10 minutes into this 20K race right there. They're trying to carry that speed up the hill. I see Thurston in green. There's a 9 and 11 there. So Laukley and Sydney Palmer Ledger out of Park City. Also has been a member of the U.S. team. And I really thought this was going to be a great and exciting race because of the mass start, because of the 20K, and so many great skiers here. And look at that huge pack skiing all together, almost 11 minutes into the race. You're watching live from Mount Van Hovenberg in Lake Placid with Peter Graves, this 2023 NCAA Championship. Little break away from the leaders. And that second break there. And the rest of the pack. And once again, as noted earlier, but it is important, you don't want to lose contact. So it's Laukley. It is McCabe right in the middle of that group. Number 16, Veronica Coletta, the Polish skier from Colorado. Number 9 on the left-hand side of your screen, Sophia Laukley, whose dad was a former NCAA champion. Number 7 right there, Mario Poulos from University of Alaska Fairbanks, where their Nordic team has been really strong. And, of course, Davies taking the win in the men's race a couple days ago by 25 seconds. Here we go, number 32. At the head of this group, that's Hannah Ray from Denver. Number 5 goes by Shea Brahms. And then number 27 is Leah Venus. Number 26, trying to get that context, Sophia Mazzoni. 28 is Astrid Stav of UAA. Here is number 35, coming by Tuva Bigrov. UAA Sea Wolves back to the front of the pack. It is McCabe now out front again. And such an experienced racer as is her teammate Laukley and Palmer Ledger. Number 39 coming by, Rosie Fordham from UAF. And there are a lot of turns here on this course as well. Doesn't give you any time really to unwind or to kind of let go. And the downhills in general are tough enough that there isn't much recovery on them. All right, so they're coming into the stadium right now, and it's Utah with two skiers out there, but there's a mix of other teams there as well.
Right in the mix right there. She's probably the youngest skier in that group of 12. They've now broken away substantially from the rest of the field.
This is a little bit of a gradual downhill here. This is one where if you have fast skis, you could probably tuck it. If not, you're going to be double pulling.
Together as a team.
Then around this turn, and on the lap track, going out for the next lap here.
Under the belt for these skiers. You'll see them go into the lap lane as the second group. Huge group of skiers works their way through.
And there we go, and this time it looks like Veronica Coletta from University of Colorado, bib number 16, is in the lead.
Right now you can see racer number 16.
There are the three Utes we've talked about, number 24 up there, as well as Jasmine Lyons, who was second place in the women's 5K from the University of New Hampshire. She is right behind number 9, Sophia Laukley.
Behind 16. That is
and there is the lead group as they begin to climb again. Veronica Coletta there to the right of your screen, wearing number 16. The skier who grew up racing in Zakopane, Poland.
Dartmouth, Ava Thurston.
She's a junior
number 7
at
from Estonia.
CU.
Racing for University of Alaska. Next, we see number 20.
All right, leading this group is going to be number 32, Hannah Ray. Hannah out of DU. There is number 13 going by, Tilda Bangman out of MSU, Montana State. And number 20 right there, Lucinda Anderson.
So we have 3 Utah skiers in the top
Lucinda
4.
also out of UNH.
Well for Utah.
Oh, if she can hang on to that group and having Jasmine Lyons in that leading group, that is really good stuff. Amelia Tucker going by from Harvard. And now you see, as I said, there's some measure of tucking and then double pulling here. Feeds given out already. Sometimes it is certainly a school of thought to take feeds early and then regularly in this race. And there is the Harvard skier going by and doing a good job keeping them out. Again, in the downhill, you see one of those skiers, I think it was number 5, Shay Brahms from Middlebury, pulling out of the track a little bit because her skis were a bit faster maybe than somebody right in front of her. Shay out of Belmont, Massachusetts, was 19th in the 5K.
34 on the big screen, that's
Olivia Levin.
Michigan Technological University.
Coming through the stadium for Colby College. And her coach, Tracy Cody. This is her 26th year at the helm of cross-country skiing for Colby. So everything getting a little broken up. Astrid Stav right there, UAA. And now we go back to the leaders.
The Seagulls of the University of Alaska, Anchorage. Utah.
And let's see, I mean, it'll be interesting when the leaders decide to grab another gear and continue a higher pacing.
That group of 9.
Oh, fantastic.
Well ahead of the next pod of skiers. We'll get a clock on them the next time.
Classical race under
they stay in this same
rather spring-like conditions here. It did set up pretty well overnight.
But right now, this group,
in the high of the day, about
10 have broken away.
around 30 is going to come at 11 o'clock, forecasters tell us.
For dear life. This is a hi-ho situation. Hi-ho standing, of course,
but at least we don't expect we're going to be getting into the 40s like we were yesterday with Alpine competition, the final day with a slalom.
He said that her goal is to really just hang with the leaders today and see if there's any breakout opportunities. The interesting thing about that, the last time we had a distance event here in Lake Placid that featured Ava Thurston, she broke away.
So I don't think there are any huge changes right there.
Race. Well, the caliber is
see a coach running at the side there with some poles to hand up if somebody breaks a pole. Also providing encouragement on this hill, which is probably needed and
for this event.
Very nice to hear.
So Ava's got a work cut out for her, but if anybody can do it, certainly the former star from Harwood Union.
And is that the hint of a breakaway off the front?
Awesome footage from the drone. You can see that breakaway pack being chased by one of the coaches, offering suggestions and encouragement as they work their way up one of the many hills on this technical 5-kilometer course.
So it is 4 laps for both the men and the women today.
And from the drone shot, you can see this group starting to fracture a little bit with Utah heading out. I believe that's Laukley.
And this may be Laukley.
This is one of those
from Utah breaking away.
He almost challenges the rest of the field. See if
the 22-year-old Utah skier.
Too early. Time will tell. But you can see from that drone shot, Utah definitely starting to make a charge. And perhaps the coach gave her some suggestions.
A very good climber who was third on the Alpes May climb at Val di Fiemme.
Became the champion of the 5K freestyle.
She originally from Yarmouth, Maine, and is a dual citizen of the U.S. and Norway.
Also right in there, Veronica Caleta from the University of Colorado Boulder. She looks like she's in second place right now as the field separates out nicely.
But she may be viewed as one of the very best climbers in this women's field here.
Incredibly difficult, even on the slightest of pitches.
And she's setting, I think, a pretty punishing pace from what we can tell from the air from our drone shot here.
Spread out now, being cheered on by the fans on the side of the course.
And collegiate racing is just so fun and energized, and we have an outstanding field here for both men and women today at these 2023 championships. All right, now going into the herringbone as they get ready to crest the top of this hill. 21 minutes into the race now.
Chris Cheney Seymour, Eric Wiley, the bronze medalist figure skater from the Olympics.
This is all part of a new trail network that a lot of our friends have skied in Lake Placid before. These are new. Part of the old women's 5K has been included in this new group in homage to the 80 Games, which I think is great.
Colorado staying right with your leader right there, side by side from the drone.
But
you can see those two
like every sport and everything, the technology never stops. And
skiers now in that front group.
Of course, designers
continuing to lead.
use their creativity to come up with what makes a great course. And this course, of course, has a FIS homologation. So we could have a World Cup here. So number 4 and number 1, it's Hannah Abrahamson of the University of Colorado on the left-hand side of your screen. Novi McCabe right there. And 11 and 9 for Utah. Sydney Palmer Ledger, Sophia Laukley, and then number 24 enters the picture right now, and that is Jasmine Lyons. And she has been skiing really, really well. She's a native of Ottawa, second in the 5K for Corey Schwartz's UNH team. She also, and it's interesting, skied in Planica at the World Championships just about 10 days ago, where she was 36 in the 10K race. Number 7 going by Mariel Poulos, a very tough skier for UAF. Ava Thurston coming up here in the green of Cammie Thompson's Dartmouth squad. Number 19 behind her is Anne-Marie Dietz of Colorado. But Lyons putting on a really, really good effort. All right, now solo here, and losing a bit of contact is number 16 coming up. This is the one of the earlier leaders, Veronica Coletta. And then a very big group here, Waverly Gephardt to the right of your screen. Number 21 is Kendall Kramer from UAF. Number 5 goes by Shea Brahms. There's number 12, Charlotte Ogden out of Landgrove, Vermont, a senior at Middlebury. And now skiers that are really trying to hang on and doing a good job here. Looks like 22 going by, Annie McColgan. There is number 2, Annabelle Needham for Michigan Tech, who was in the lead group a little bit earlier on. And now signs that it could be a real slugfest out there. Again, we talked about it at the beginning, and it's kind of a no-brainer to say, but wax could end up being a key part of this. A slight breakaway right now. Hannah Abrahamson.
Putting the hammer down is
bib number 4 hanging in that big chase group.
The leaders, racer number 24 from UNH, Jasmine Lyons. The impressive thing, not only about her,
and a huge crowd out there, fantastic.
In the 5K event that we just concluded on Thursday.
The leading time at women's 5K was Veronica Coletta, who has dropped back a little bit. Then it was Novi McCabe, Sophia Laukley, Sydney Palmer-Ledger, Jasmine Lyons 5th, Hannah Abrahamson of CU in 6th, Ava Thurston, Dartmouth 7th.
Representing the Polar Bears. Number 33, right in the mix there from Colby, is Greta Scholl.
And, of course, if you don't have enough kick, it becomes a very, very big challenge for the upper body. And with all those years of natural strength training, weight training, very specific right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the leading group. And it's still Novi McCabe, whose mom was, Laura was a U.S. Olympian, and she looks fantastic, as do this other group here now. 25 minutes into the race. A very strong race here for number 24, Jasmine Lyons. Second in the NCAA 5K for UNH. And there a look at number 3 going by Ava Thurston out of Waterbury, Vermont, a Dartmouth freshman. She was EISA champ in, she was 5th in the freestyle race. Golden 20K Classic by 30 seconds. And number 16 now going by. And that is Veronica Coletta. And then a big chase group. It is number 32 at the center of your screen there, Hannah Ray. There is number 10 on the left-hand side, Haley Brewster from Patrick Weaver's University of Vermont team. Number 38, that is Jasmine Drolet, the Canadian out of Roslyn, British Columbia, skiing for the Big Green. Number 22 is right there, Annie Colgan out of the UVM Catamounts. Number 18 now, Merle Richter from Northern Michigan University. Number 30 here on the left-hand side of your screen is Anna Price from Montana State University. Again, the leaders now, and the lead pack now just contains 5, it looks like. Yeah. Now, you can watch the skis here on this downhill if anybody pulls away. But they all look like, wax-wise, they're running about even.
Team Olympian in her Olympic debut. The 10-kilometer event.
Oh, into the stadium they come.
Now in the stadium
You'll be seeing them go by on the lap track.
The deck shuffling up nicely with your...
There is number 13, Tilda Bongman of Montana State. Number 17 right there is Nina Seaman out of Dartmouth, a native Vermonter.
By herself as her teammate. Number 17 on the big screen, Nina Seaman, the daughter of Sten Seaman and Elizabeth Muckerman. Sten Seaman had a great career at UVM as a Nordic ski racer. Well, the fruit didn't fall far from the tree, and Nina Seaman, who grew up in Wheelock, Vermont.
Here is the lead pack coming through. 29 minutes into the race.
Here they come.
And double pulling in unison as Novi McCabe sets the pace, and Laukley, her teammate, is right behind her.
Sophia Laukley.
Hannah Abrahamson out of Sweden, who is 5th in the 5K skate, now right with them. Hannah, a sophomore, 2 times an All-American for the University of Colorado.
Trying to close the gap on the first hill they encounter, leaving the stadium for lap number 3.
And it sort of would be fascinating, regardless of what team you're a part of, if Utah manages to do like a top 3 kind of sweep.
Needs to close that gap if she's going to be.
But Abrahamson is in there.
And Pulis now encountering that.
I think she's in the dark suit on the left-hand side.
Coming out of the stadium. But not looking back is
and
Utah. With the
this
first 2 positions, there's
is a pretty sharp uphill that they're on right now. 38 leading this group out. That, again, Jasmine Drolet, whose brother Remy skis for Harvard and skied at the World Championships representing Canada.
Grew up in Massachusetts, now attending Middlebury College. Right behind her, number 8, Waverly Gebhardt.
So leading the way, and of course you saw it, Novi McCabe at the 10K at 29:48. Laukley right behind her, back by a second. Hannah Abrahamson of CU is in 3rd. Sydney Palmer-Ledger of Utah is in 4th. Mariel Poulos of UAF in 5th. Jasmine Lyons, UNH in 6th place. Then it's Ava Thurston in 7th for Dartmouth. Veronica Coletta from CU. Anne-Marie Dietz of CU. And Jasmine Drolet of Dartmouth rounds out the top 10 at the moment. That's at the intermediate at 10K. Halfway through this race in Lake Placid. And now it looks like that charging group off the front is down to 4. So somebody's dropped back. And it's obviously there is 3 Utah skiers there, and then a skier with a dark suit. It could be Hannah Abrahamson.
Anybody's guess.
And again, as you know, it's tough to call from the drone shot because you can't really see the number. But here comes number 17 through Nina Seaman for the Big Green out of Wheelock, Vermont. She was ranked 5th in the East this year, just a sophomore. Raced at the World Junior Championships. And her dad, a skier for UVM.
Number 10, Haley Brewster from the University of Vermont. She left the start in the second row. Shea Brahms in the first row.
Number 13 coming by. That's Tilda Bongman, the Swedish skier, skiing for Montana State.
Number 17, Nina Seaman. Here comes racer number 37 for the University of Alaska, Anchorage, Pascal Paradis. Racer number 31.
So we're having people now coming in. Annabelle Needham, Selma Anderson, Anna Price from MSU.
Of Anchorage.
So,
racer number 30. That is Anna Price.
A lot of the skiers just beginning their third lap. Glad to be bringing you this race, folks. It's really tough. And a weekend to celebrate women in distance skiing and gender equity. And, of course, Holmenkollen tomorrow in Oslo, first 50K for women in the history of that event, an event that has been going on since 1888. It's about time. And you see the slipping. We have all been there in our racing careers. But it kind of forces you to be really on top of your skis and punch that wax pocket down. 39 going by, Rosie Fordham from UAF. There's a shot of Cammie Thompson right there, the longtime coach at Dartmouth, herself a former U.S. ski team member. So Novi McCabe, Sophia Laukley, Hannah Abrahamson of CU, Sydney Palmer Ledger. Here is number 34 coming by, Olivia Lavin from Michigan Tech University in Houghton. Here she is going by. 35 minutes into this race. So through the stadium, fifth place was with Mario Poulos, who wears number 7. Jasmine Lyons was in 6th.
Champions by a long distance at our last gathering for the St. Lawrence University Regional Championship.
But it was Novi McCabe and Sophia Laukley. Handing up a drink there. And there we go, back with our picture. Women's 20K classical event well underway. In fact, we're for 32 of the skiers. They're on their third lap. And, of course, that's part of the a snowmaking system that is here. And we had, of course, FISU games here this year on this course at Van Hovenberg. And, of course, we will have the men's race coming up at 12 noon today, live from Lake Placid, New York on East Coast time, and we'll have it for you here at NCAA.com. Back to the picture right now, and probably with the leaders, it looks like, yes, as they go through this pine forest. maybe a pack of about 6, but we go back to Novi McCabe, who has just skied brilliantly at these championships. And how about Hannah Abrahamsson, the Swedish skier, the sophomore at Colorado, sitting in to the second place in the dark uniform for the Buffs. Otherwise, that is a very compelling picture. 3 Utah Utes right there, with Sydney Palmer Ledger and Sophia Laukley, the 22-year-old. And now you can see the gap here. And this is the next skier coming up, and this is Mariopoulos, number 7, who is really doing a gutsy job right there, hanging on to that group. And another skier who is very much in this race is Jasmine Lyons right there. The native of Ottawa, skiing for UNH. See, kind of alone out there. Not sure if she can see that lead pack, but what a great job she is doing. Ava Thurston from Dartmouth out of Waterbury. She won 3 consecutive classic races this year. And went to Harwood Union High School. Her parents are watching today. And 2 fine cyclists of notes that are watching here today, and that is Sally Zach, who is the mother of Ari Enestedt, who will be skiing today, and longtime good friend, really top mountain biker Jan Boland, who love and appreciate endurance sports, to say the least. Haley Brewster of UVM is in this pack. Sophomore out of Avon, Colorado, right next to Vail. This is Kendall Kramer. Now back to the lead. It looks like may have been swapped a little bit, and that may happen out of range of our pictures. But Hannah Abrahamsson, 2 times an All-American, 2 years on the Swedish U23 team. Qualified for World Juniors 2 times. An incredible skier. But this power and this drive comes from within. Annie McColgan right there. Meryl Richter. And number 23, as everybody, that's Selma Anderson from DU. Everyone, or many, getting off to the side of the track instead of being in the track. Usually the idea is that you get a little more kick being in the slightly scruffier snow than you do if you stay on what could become this glazed track. So right now, 3 Utes are with Hannah Abrahamsson, and that is our story at the front. And look at the turnover in tempo for all of them. And oftentimes, if you are on a slicker track that is getting glazed, you often probably shorten your classical stride a little bit. Hand up bottles there. And they often say, and I think the sports science bears me out, that probably better to take a feed before you feel you need to. In this women's 20K classical event.
Trio of McCabe.
And a little bit more about Hanna Abrahamsson. 4 times on the podium at the Swedish Junior Championships. So she's had a lot of international experience. And of course, internationally, the Swedish women are on par with anybody in the world. They're very, very strong. And there they are. The picture, they say, worth 1,000 words. Those are our leaders right there. And nobody particularly in sight. And as this race and the seconds unfold here in dramatic fashion, not that these skiers in the lead are probably thinking about it right now because they're very much in the moment, but at some point, perhaps on the final lap, they start thinking about positioning themselves tactically and where they feel they want to be. Now, the Utah skiers know each other very well, but they've also been skiing against Abrahamsson, so they're familiar with her. They know what kind of kick she may have in a finishing sprint.
And a bullet right there as they go past the timing shack. We're starting a clock on them.
Looks like Abrahamsson slots into second place right now.
So exciting to see these skiers doing such a great job. From Estonia, there goes Merel Pulis from Estonia. Dropped off that group of 4. She would love to reel them back in. Will she be able to do it? Time will tell. Pulis.
Nice overhead shot, all in a pace line. Here they come.
And here comes that breakaway.
Into the stadium area.
Right in the mix was your runner-up from the 5K.
And it is
Jasmine Lyons from UNH.
Abrahamsson.
Look at these athletes go. If you're up on the bridge, give them a cowbell ring. They are
the
working
middle
hard
of this sandwich right here now.
as they work
Utah
their way.
1-2, Colorado
Up
third,
that hill.
Utah
It is
fourth.
McCabe, Utah in the lead,
And
followed closely by her teammate.
from most of the viewing that I have done, McCabe has been largely leading the pack and setting the pace in this race.
Number 4, Hannah Abramson hanging with those leaders right now.
This is really good skiing, and you need to be efficient technically. And aerobically, if you're not careful, these hills will just bring you down.
In a league all of their own. Abramson
A look
doing
at
a fabulous
24,
job for CU.
Jasmine Lyons, who is
With the Utah crew.
kind of
Racing
alone
number
out
20.
there now, but this is fortitude. And there is number 7, Mario Poulos from UAF. Very tough skier.
Bronze in the U23 event in 2021 in the Worlds. She is the skier from Colorado, racing with the twin skiers from Utah at the front of the field.
And of course, to be able to do this, we're talking about huge hours in the year of training.
There they are on the big screen.
Now it's number 9
rounding out,
leading the pace, and that is
Number 9
Laukli
right now, they're
taking a
swapping
turn
lead.
on the front.
And currently Sophia Laukli out in front.
Laukli just skied at the World Championships in Planica, Slovenia, was 25th in the 10K. This is World Cup skiing, folks. That's how good it is.
Gas in the tank for a sprint to the finish line and the NCAA championship title for
Laukli really emerged when she won a silver in the relay in 2020 at World Juniors in Oberwiesenthal, Germany. Ava Thurston, the top runner for Dartmouth, sitting unofficially in 7th place now. And we did talk about this at the beginning of the show, that this race was likely
Right now getting an
to be
idea
that
of
way.
the front runners and what kind of a lead they
And
have.
in
They are
fact, it
8
is turning
minutes
out to
ahead
be
of
just
the
that. The sun's starting to come out now.
Marty Marr doing a great job on the bell, and at the start,
And we're back to the leading group here in Lake Placid.
he founded the Castleton State University Nordic program, donates a lot of his time to the Nordic community, so special thanks to Marty Marr.
Now, nobody wants to make a mistake here, or fall down, or break a pole, or something like that.
Everybody passing that bell has completed
So,
15
in a way, you need to protect that lead, and nobody really has been willing to break away from this quartet.
Carrying her speed nicely. She's dropping it into an aerodynamic tuck, a bullet as we call it, down the Zill shush, the final shush per lap. Race number 22 passes
Basically, all together here, coming by is number 30, Anna Price.
Annie McCoglin, one of the stars for the University of Vermont team. On the big screen right there, you can see race number 30. That is Anna Price, leading a pack of skiers, and they're about to go underneath the bridge and head back up that steep hill that exits.
But the Utes are putting on an incredible show here of power in this event. 3 times in a row, the defending NCAA champion.
Race number 17, Nina Seaman from Wheelock, Vermont. Doing a great job representing the big green of Dartmouth. Working her way around for another lap. She's passing beneath the bridge on her way back out. And up that hill, she's under the bell line. Race number 13 follows. That's Tilda Diamond from Montana State University.
And is one Ute breaking away a little bit? It looks like the tempo for her has increased.
Race number 28. Stav, joining us from the University of Alaska, Anchorage.
There's no doubt about it. That is a breakaway.
Race number 39, joining us from UAF, is Rosie Fordham. She's headed past the bell.
Is this McCabe or Lauckley? I can't be sure.
As is race number 31.
But there is a big move
from Middlebury, racing for the Panthers.
right there.
And the bell has rung for race number 37.
And these gals really need to try to not let her get away.
Racing for the Seawolves. Good luck to them on their last 5 kilometers.
Stick around each other, not getting each other shot.
And a large crowd of fans at this NCAA's gathering here around the course. That is a quick look at the venue here, if you didn't blink. It is beautiful. It's brand new. And Dartmouth skier going by. So we'll be watching for the next shot of our leaders. And the courses have been exquisitely prepared here at these championships. And these beautiful forests. Here in the Adirondack Park. And a reminder that the men will be racing at noon. But what a show these Utah women, along with Hannah Abrahamson of Colorado, have put on. I believe this is the breakaway shot. Let's see what bib number it is. Is it Novi McCabe who's wearing number 1? Likely it is. And yes, there's confirmation now. Look at the tempo and the turnover, and she's getting quite a bit of stride length there. She is so strong and so fit, and she also grew up on skis, and she has the mark of somebody who skis so elegantly, and that's really what the greats do. But there is a developing story that we pick up on right here as Abrahamson, they've dropped one of the Utes. Abrahamson of Colorado is there, and then we see it's probably Laukley. Yeah, it is. Sophia Laukley there, running in third. And now running in fourth, this will be Sydney Palmer Ledger, also from the University of Utah. Herself a very fine skier indeed. And a look at Sydney right there from Park City. 6 in NCAA championships, a 5K in 2022. A member of the U.S. team that was second at Junior Worlds in Oberwiesenthal, Germany. And now the breakaway becomes particularly evident here. And this will be Poulos, number 7. And this is toughness. Relying a lot on her arms and, of course, her fitness, too. But she is doing a really great job. So here at this point, we will just watch the next skier. Is this Lyons? And it is Jasmine Lyons, number 24. A yeoman work for UNH this week at the NCAA championships. She also, in addition to skiing at the World Championships in Slovenia, which wrapped up just a week ago, she also was at the U23 World Championships in Whistler, where she was 17th in the 10K. This is a lot of travel for these people through multiple time zones. That adds to the challenge and the need for more recovery. And there is a battle right there.
The 2022 Olympian from Winthrop, Washington.
With McCabe, you can see her. And then it should be Laukley and Abrahamson, followed by Palmer Ledger. We'll go back to some of the chasers here right now as you look at number 38. And that is Jasmine Drolet from Dartmouth. Her brother will be coming up in the men's 20K and would be right up there for the Harvard Crimson.
After doing such a great job working with her teammates.
And so there is a dramatic picture as she is just letting go of things. And look at this. This is a beautiful picture. Novi McCabe, look at that turnover. Coach is imploring her on. She pays strict attention to what she's doing here. Look at the focus. Look where the eyes are. Monitoring the terrain just in front of the skis as McCabe has fired a really major salvo in this women's 20K classical event. We swivel our camera around and we'll pick up the chasers right here. They are now a few seconds back. It's Laukley right there and bib number 4, Hannah Abrahamson of the University of Colorado.
Right now, the big story, Novi McCabe.
So I don't think McCabe is going to look back now. She's too far out into the lead, and she is setting a very very tough pace to beat.
Doing such a great job hanging with
Number 11 again, Sydney Palmer Ledger. Back to our leader, McCabe, and back to Sydney. And look at Poulos. What a great effort for number 7. This is the UAF skier, Fairbanks, and she's doing a great job. This is toughness, folks. And I use that word only as an extreme compliment.
moments from now as Abramson battling.
And the crowd down there, I'm sure, emphatically cheering for our leader, Novi McCabe, who wore number 1, who wears number 1 in this competition.
Alpine team showing up to cheer on the Cats. The women's event. So great to see her placing 2 guys on.
She has just shown, after skiing a lot of this course, and that is her coming through the stadium right now.
Underneath the bridge. That's racer number 1, Novi McCabe, the champion.
She has just put on a show of fitness.
Nothing to chance.
And around that big turn,
to the finish line.
and we'll be coming into the stadium. And
moving into second place now.
she didn't need to worry about her finishing kick, did she? She had it all along.
Abramson having none of it. The Buffalo in second
This
place.
is a very fit athlete, and here she comes, bearing down on that finish line. And once again, it will be 2 golden medals at this NCAA championship for Novi McCabe and the Utah Utes. What an incredible show.
Your NCAA.
We watch her come by, but acutely aware, and bravo, Novi. Look at this finish coming up here. All right, it's Abrahamson, and it is Lockley. They're battling super hard right now. Abrahamson might have a little bit of a couple of inches into the lead. It looks like Abrahamson is going to take it for Colorado. And then comes across number 9, Sophia Lockley. What a show! What a show!
Replicating what we saw with the UVM men yesterday in the slalom. It's a first and a third place finish for Utah. The same finish we saw for the
in every way. McCabe skied the perfect race. Stayed out front, controlled the tempo. By staying out front, you avoid the traffic. And look, here is the gap.
event as we
Here
see
as
Novi
they
McCabe.
all celebrate. So it's McCabe with a time of 1 hour, 4 minutes. And here comes Poulos from UAF. What a job she has done today. Huge respect for this woman. Wow, she battled her way up to a 4th place at 101.20. Brilliant. And here we have Sydney Palmer Ledger coming in 5th place. She's at 101.31.
5th place for Utah. Poulos.
But
reeling in
some extraordinary
an amazing
displays
4th place
of
finish for
skiing
University of
talent
Alaska
in this women's 20K classical
showing
event.
her medal, doing a great job. Saving a little gas in the tank. for a
Novi
4th place
congratulating the UAF
finish for University
skier
of Alaska Fairbanks.
and Marielle. Here's our next placing skier, and again, huge props to her. She did it all alone. Pacing herself is Jasmine Lyons of UNH. She'll be in 6th place. 1:02.05 is her time. She was 2nd earlier in the week here, and now Ava Thurston coming in for the Dartmouth team out of Waterbury, Vermont, a freshman for the Big Green. This is an excellent performance for this freshman, whose career is bright. at Dartmouth College, and she'll be into 7th place. So a good job. And not only that, to add to the scoring power, here comes her teammate, number 38, Jasmine Drolet, out of Roslyn, British Columbia, Canada, who comes into the finish now, and she really clawed herself back in as well. Now, there is a battle as Drolet is at 8th, and look at this. They are going to finish this race without any groceries. They will be exhausted. And a good job also, Waverly Gephardt, UVM in 9th, Henri Dietz of Colorado in 10th, Haley Brewster will be for UVM right there. And now coming in is number 5, Shea Brahms. Well done for her. My goodness, what a day. Emma Strack coming by from St. Lawrence. Bravo. That is a superb race, Emma. Out of Williston, Vermont, a sophomore under Coach Ethan Townsend. And that is well done for the home-based squad. Number 21 coming in, that's going to be Kendall Kramer, a native of Fairbanks, who troops the colors of UAF, a very gifted foot runner. Number 27 is coming in now, and this is Lee Staubach-Venus
as we see our next competitor
from
the finish line.
also the University of New Hampshire.
Lee Staubach-Venus from UNH, the Wildcats.
I've been enjoying it a lot lately, and it's so fun to ski with the group of girls I was skiing with the whole time as well.
But Lauchley, so fit, skis so well, has really grown up racing in the Winthrop, Washington area, where they have a great development program and program for skiers of all ages out there. Here are the next 2 skiers coming in. Let's make Hannah Ray of DU coming in, and right behind her will be number 12, Charlotte Ogden. Charlotte skiing for Middlebury. It's her brother Ben Ogden that is on the World Cup Tour, skied at the World Championships, had a remarkable season for the United States. And here comes number 22 in, and that's Annie McCulkin from the University of Vermont Ski Cats.
The team coached by multi-Olympian Pat Weaver. Bib number 23. That is Selma Anderson.
And number 23,
through the finish line.
making her way in, is Selma Anderson, who skis out of Denver. But the time of Novi McCabe, 1 hour 43.3.
26.
And Utah will be very strong in their point production for this women's race. Number 26 is Sophia Mazzoni coming into the finish. Number 18 is there as well. That will be Merrill Richter.
Battling it out with number 30 through the line.
Merrill out of Northern Michigan University. Number 20 is Lucinda Anderson from UNH. And here is number 17 coming in, Nina Seaman. Nina, sophomore.
Number 17 working her way to the finish
And 2
line
more
from
skiers
Warlock,
are battling it out. It
Nina
will
Seaman
include
from Dartmouth.
number 2,
Big
Annabelle
skier.
Needham
Doing a great job.
from Michigan Tech, and number 13, just to the right of her, is Tilda Bongman from Montana State University as they both cross the finish line. Bongman is from Offerdal in Sweden, a freshman who is a couple of times Swedish junior champion. And Katarina Anichikova coming in now from Northern Michigan University, a long-time campaigner, excellent skier.
Surrounded by the Great Lakes.
Ostrostov
across the finish line.
of University of Alaska, Anchorage, coming in.
Approaching the line now is racer number 28.
Bib number 28.
Is Astrid Stav from University of Anchorage, University of Alaska, Anchorage campus, racing for the Seawolves.
And more skiers making their way in, including number 31, Quincy Mazzy Bierman, skiing out of Middlebury. And number 39 from UAF is Rosie Fordham.
Finish there for Massey Bierman, representing the Panthers of Middlebury College. They train at the Reichert Center, which is currently hosting the Eastern Regional.
Well, you take a look at the standings here. It told a remarkable story. Utah with Novi McCabe, Anna Abrahamson, CU, Sophia Lockley for Utah in third, Mario Poulos, tremendous effort for UAF, Sydney Palmer Ledger, Utah. Then you see other fine performances in the top 10 from Lyons, Thurston, and so on. Terrific event. Skiers continuing to come into the stadium here now. Pascal Paradis from UAA and the Seawolves coming in. Pascal out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Junior for University of Alaska Anchorage and their ski program run by Sparky Anderson, who has done a marvelous job, he and his staff, and Tron Flagstaff. What a job they have done. And a nice overhead view that
race number 15
shows you a bit what the tracks are like. Here is 15 coming into the finish. Victoria Flavin Dybot. She is from the College of Saint Scholastica in Duluth.
Again, the results, it was Novi McCabe schooling the entire field by a margin of 17 seconds. Novi McCabe, the champion of the 5K free, backing up her win on Thursday with another win here in Lake.
So there are still some skiers to come in.
And busting up what could have been a sweep of the podium, Hannah Abramson from University of Colorado Boulder, your second place finisher. Novi's teammate
from the University of Utah, Sophia.
So Utah is celebrating here. We have another skier coming down the finish line chute here in Lake Placid.
From the University of Alaska Fairbanks, pulling off a super
also had a Jordan Graylow, a Bowdoin finish a moment ago.
Leisure from the University of Utah.
But they all share a common bond in that it is what it's like being out on that track. As you look at the champion today, and Nordic women-wise of these championships, Novi McCabe.
No, I've just been calling practice.
from UNH. In seventh place, Ava Thurston from Dartmouth and her teammate right behind Jasmine Drolet.
And a lot of cheers for her out there. We will remind you that the men's race comes up at 12 noon today, and we will resume our broadcast at that point. So please stay with us. The men's 20K under bright sunshine will start at noon. This is Peter Graves. Thanks a lot for joining us, everyone. It was 43 years ago that the Olympic Winter Games of 1980 were held here in Lake Placid. Today, we've been here for Nordic racing and alpine racing and the 2023 NCAA Skiing Championships. Hello once again, everybody. I'm Peter Graves. Happy to be with you. Our final event and the exuberance of Novi McCabe after performing beautifully there. It was just a magnificent race, a smart race. Everybody's concerned, of course, about the team standings at home. Utah off on top, 461. Colorado, 435.5. Then it's Denver, Vermont, Montana State, Dartmouth in 6th. Westminster, New Hampshire, UAF Fairbanks that is counting on Joe Davies. What a great performance he did. And Middlebury is in the 10th place spot. Conditions are quite good. It's obviously a mixture of man-made snow and natural snow on the ground here that has been tilled in. A huge crowd for collegiate racing here at Mount Van Hovenberg. This, of course, was the scene in 1980 of the closest cross-country ski race in history, one I called with Bill Fleming for ABC Sports. Finnish giant Juha Mieto was second place by 1/100th of a second. Thomas Vosberg of Sweden won. After that, the FIS decided they would time all cross-country times, be rounded to the nearest 10th of a second. We're ready to go. Welcome, everybody. An outstanding field. I'm super excited to bring this race to you. And we are underway. The peak of the sunshine today in the classic technique. Many challenges out there. But Utah certainly doing a great job with women's cross country as they lead 461 points to CU's 435.5. So the Buffs' marching orders are certainly out to try to populate the top places here. Presuming that you've been with us the whole broadcast for the women, but these are all new courses with the exception of a small part that was part of what was then called the ladies 5K for the 80 games. There is a lot of terrain and a lot of vertical. It is FIS homologated. We could have a World Cup here. And the course is of a rather new design. Now, pretty quickly into this race, and even quicker than the women, a little breakaway being fractured there, again from our superb drone shots. A little tough for me to say who they are right now, but a bit of a break off the front.
Going a huge facelift.
Although Novi McCabe led most of the race,
good luck to the field of 40.
Her teammate Sophia Lockley took a turn, took a pull out on the front several times. But McCabe worthy of 2 gold medals from this 2023 championships. It's so nice that you spend part of your day with us, and hope you enjoy this show because these have been great championships. Next up, University of Colorado will host in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, a year from now. It's a field size of 40 for the men today.
Screen, if you're just joining us for the final event of the NCAA Championships, you'll find the big screen down there by the timing shack just beyond the Lake Placid blue tent.
And, of course, being a classic race, the wax is the key factor.
Honey. Great to have them joining us on site.
That I don't recall seeing. Perhaps you did at home, but I don't recall seeing Novi slip even once, at least in the images that I saw of her.
The women separated it out a little bit early, but you can see already 2 packs forming. One could argue 3 packs.
So these are becoming kind of spring conditions now. We certainly have had the winter on the East Coast in the last couple of weeks that we lacked in December.
bit of a breakaway group at the back. They are
Wearing number 1 today will be Andreas Kirchnick of Denver University. Christopher Karsrud of Northern Michigan is wearing bib number 2. Bib number 3 will go to Remy Drolet of Harvard. Luke Jagger will be in 4th for Utah. Zachary Jane wears 6. Mike Opoff 7th. John Hagenbuch wears number 8 for Dartmouth. He had a strong second place in the men's race.
ISA Rookie of the Year. Multiple generations of his family going to Dartmouth. So we have Ivy Leaguers.
So coming up on the 4-minute mark now, and there is definitely a break underway, and this is quite early. The final day of a great job that St. Lawrence has done here with these NCAA championships, all the staff and all the volunteers.
Who moved to Norway early in life is trilingual and speaks Korean, Norwegian, and English fluently. Racing for the University of Colorado.
But an impressive shot
certainly one to keep an eye on. The son
from our drone camera
Will Koch, studying
that speaks to the field getting spread out even before the 5-minute mark.
A long family tradition of excellence in Nordic skiing. His dad, Bill Koch, of course, the first American to win a medal.
We'll, of course, have splits for you.
1976 Winter Olympic Games. And also the pioneer of freestyle skiing.
But a lot of the crowd here is not only parents from the East and the West that have traveled, in fact, around the world. I've talked to some of the Scandinavians who have come over from Norway and Sweden to watch their children ski. But all the Alpine teams are here, as they always are on the final day of these championships, to cheer on their Nordic counterparts. And it is truly affecting. College skiing, and we've waxed about this, but not only a great athletic thing, but also culturally, it's just marvelous. Friendships that date back decades in this sport. And those several skiers are really starting to break away significant. Looks like there's 4 in the lead pack.
He was a 6-year head coach at Harvard for their Nordic team.
And 2 right off the front, pushing each other. This is a pretty long hill here that they have to climb. Not a lot of real shade on this course, so the effects of the sun are very prevalent here.
Rookie of the Year, his first year at Harvard. Before Harvard, he was a member of the Blackjack Ski Club, 3-time gold medal winner at the Canada Winter Games. He was 7th at the 2019 FIS Junior World Ski Championships. That's the same position that he was in at the conclusion of the 5-kilometer freestyle event. And now from the drone shot, you can see that Remy and a breakaway.
It seems to be, I'm hearing that, yes, Remy Drolet, number 3 for the Harvard Crimson, is out front. And then number 5 is with him, Jakob Neistat out of University of Vermont. Now the next group populated by a couple of Utah skiers, 9 and 4 for Luke Yeager, and number 9, Sam Hendry. Some of the other teams right there. There is number 10, that is Finn Sweet of Vermonter, skiing for UVM. Number 6 there, Zachary Jane, College of St. Scholastica. There's a Dartmouth skier, number 29, that's Jack Lang. And the rest of the chasers there, pulling off to the a little bit to the side of the track. I'm believing that's number 8. No, that isn't number 8. I'm sorry. It may be number 2. It's Christopher Karlsruhe from Northern Michigan University. So in the white, leading the way is Remy Drolet. He's a huge talent for the Harvard Crimson, just 22 years old. And then right with him will be the UVM star, Jakob Nystedt. Nystedt from Stockholm. He is an excellent skier, and it may be good strategy for him to be just right behind Remy Drolet. And there they are. And a good look at them from the ground, and the chasers not too far back. Drolet in white. There's Nystedt, University of Vermont, right there. And I have often thought that it may be in some cases better to follow than to lead and have that burden of carrying the pace. It's not true with everybody. We're all built differently in how we handle those situations. But Nystedt is just right behind our leader from Harvard. Chris City, the coach of Harvard. And I had 6 great years prior to Chris as head Nordic coach for the Crimson. Great part of my life. Now pulling away, and watch them on this downhill here, as I think it appears they're carrying a lot of speed. Nystedt has very good skis as well. Nystedt swivels his head and just looks to see where the next group is, and Magnus Bull of CU is not very far behind. Now you see Magnus, number 11. He was born in South Korea, lives in Oslo, on an Olympic team for Korea. This is number 7 going by, Mike Opoff from UAF. Number 12 going by there, Christopher Kalev of UAF. And remember, of course, they have Joe Davies, the winner of the race earlier in the week, who wears number 22. Jack Lang, again, going by for Dartmouth. So it looks like now, at least for the time being, the immediate time being, Magnus Bull has joined those leaders. Not only has he skied on Olympic Games, but he's also skied on World Cup, where he made his debut in 2015 in Lillehammer. He's running third. 1 win this year for Magnus, 6 podiums this winter, a 4-time All-American. And given the Utah lead and Colorado in second, they're clearly hoping for a great performance from Jakob Nystedt. I mean, yeah, from UVM to pull them up. As we did in the women's race, we will start seeing the feeding come out. Don't know if everybody will take one on this lap, but it's their choice. All right, we're going to be seeing them coming into the stadium now. And one thing's for certain, that a straggling chase group has now closed the gap. And they are just seconds away from that lead group. So a mass start race like this, it's often like reading multiple chapters of a novel. The next chapter, something else unfolds, and this is the case now. That significant breakaway has started to become neutralized now as more people will enter there.
Nystedt in the lead.
And then you consider, did Drolet start out too fast? Did Nystedt start out too fast? Maybe, maybe not.
Andreas Kirking
right beside Neisted.
A nice picture of them coming through the stadium just with a rather moderate tempo. Andreas Kirchting of DU, right-hand side of your screen. On the left-hand side, Jakob Neisted, UVM. And number 8 has joined the group. That's Johnny Hagenbuch. Number 22, Joe Davies, is moving to the front as well from UAF. But there are other skiers in there, too. Remy Drolet is still there. There is number 4 going by, Luke Yeager. So there are some excellent skiers that are now joining this breakaway group. Number 12 just going by, Christopher Koliv of UAF. And now another group of chasers out there.
Godfrey from Montana State University, just getting
Of course,
by Colby skier.
Luke Yeager,
Big shuffling of the
a Utah senior from Anchorage, just an outstanding skier. I think his presence will be greatly felt in this race.
See them separating out from the rest of the field. Followed now by Drolet, Neisted. Right
He was 6th in the 10K. His presence was felt in that race. All right, there's Bo and Neisted. And now entering the mix is Bernard Flaschberger, the Austrian skiing for Denver University. 28 and 24 coming up on your screen now, Ari Endested. And 24, Luke Fricker from Northern Michigan. Let's go back to the front of the pack, 15 minutes into this 20K race. These are skiers on this downhill. It is, in fact, the entrance to the stadium. They'll make a 180-degree turn and come through the stadium on the lap track.
Good alpine skills on these hills because you can get going incredibly fast.
Hagenbuch for Dartmouth, the sophomore from Sun Valley. Second in the 10K. And entered this NCAA championships as the third-ranked cross-country skier from the East. There is a pace line there. And will they choose to work together? With teammates, most certainly, but with schools wearing different colored uniforms, they may not. Adam Witkowski just going by there from Michigan Tech. There is a Williams College skier, and that is Keelan Durham.
I would hope they would on something like this.
And some of the skiers taking a feed as they're handed up right there. Really nice skiing conditions right now. If it had warmed a lot more, it would have been a complete sufferfest, but it hasn't warmed as much as maybe expected. John Schwingenhammer from St. Scholastica in that group. "17 minutes into this race. About. As we watch the next skier go by, bib number 27, that is Witkowski from Michigan Tech University up in Houghton.
I know that.
So it's a very disciplined race and a disciplined distance. It's easy to go out and trash yourself in the first kilometer or two, but what really matters is what your position is when you cross the finish line. And you probably want to save a little bit of something for that finishing kick as warranted. So while we are on the static shot for a minute, Among the skiers leading at 5K was DU's Andreas Kirking, UAF's Chris Koloff. In third, College of St. Scholastica's Zachary Jane, then Finn Sweet, UVM in fourth. Nachstedt had followed into fifth place there. Hagenbuch into sixth. Karsrud of NMU into seventh. Joe Davies, our previous winner in the 10K, in eighth. Magnus Bull in ninth. Sam Hendry rounding out the top 10. And Sam sees for Utah as well. So 27 skiers have passed through the stadium at 5 kilometers. And Andreas Kirknik of the University of Denver is from Norway. He's a sophomore, All-American last year. In 2022 was RMISA Most Valuable Skier in the Men's Classic. Andreas also was a former member of the Norwegian junior national team that won a gold in a relay in the 2020 World Junior Championships. Lasberger of Denver, former member of the Austrian team. Scott Schultz from UNH was sitting in 12th place when last we saw them go through. Drolet had dropped back to 14th place for Harvard. Then Wilson Moore, Middlebury, Ari Endestedt of UAA in 16th. Will Koch in 17th. All right, now another look from the ground of our leaders as we'll get some bib numbers for you now. And number 5 leading the tempo, it once again goes back to Jakob Nysted of the University of Vermont. Remy Drolet, once again, moving up into 3rd place. Hagenbuch is there. 11 is there. Magnus Bo. Number 9, Sam Hendry. We have number 22 in that group as well, and that is the winner of the 10K, Joe Davies. Davies finished 25 seconds in the 10K ahead of Hagenbuch. And interesting to note that while he lives in Canada, he competes internationally for Great Britain. Here is number 7, Mike Opoff, UAF, coming by us here. Mike out of University of Alaska at Fairbanks, and he hails originally from the Czech Republic. Jack Lang coming by. Here's another Utah Ute, and that's Walker Hall out of Winthrop, Washington, who had a good race on our opening cross country, finishing in 8th. Well done. Number 10 going by, Finn Sweet, UVM. There's 13 again, Scott Schultz, the fine University of New Hampshire skier. A little bit of a slip there, but moves to the side, but doing very well is Reed Godfrey out of Montana State University. And these guys are trying to be technically astute as they can. Elijah Venig from Denver, 31 in the middle there. Greg Burt, UVM. And a kind of a slip there for Oyvind Haugen, I think, for the University of Colorado. And, of course, we'll spend probably most of our camera time watching the leaders. There is The new uniforms for Harvard, they're white, highlighted in crimson. That is Remy Drolet. Lives now in Roseland, British Columbia. His sister Jasmine, skiing for Dartmouth. So 7 athletes are off the front here. 2 are significantly chasing. As 23 minutes and change into this race, the field is really starting to fracture. There's just an opportunity at every hill, every downhill, every corner for spectators to watch here.
A lot of hairpin turns for the skiers now, as we see Neistat, Drolet leading the field.
And that second chase group about to make connection again, and that's a good thing for them.
90-degree turn here.
All right, Magnus Boone, number 11, a 4-time All-American for Colorado. 5th is there with Jacob Neistat. A couple of Utah skiers in there, 1 or 2 UAF skiers. Will Koch coming by, number 20. And right behind him is number 15. That is the Austrian Bernard Flashberger. Number 7, Mike Opoff, UAF senior.
Fifth in the 5K earlier this week. And here comes Dartmouth, number 29, moving ahead of his teammate. That's Jack Lang, sliding ahead of his Dartmouth.
Now in a pace line. Trying to keep that speed from the downhill going up and over. Magnus Boe back to the front of the pack. 1 win this year in Rocky Mountain action, 6 podiums this winter.
It's literally an all-star cast in that breakaway group. Some of the best racers you'll see at any level.
And now I do think we'll see quite a bit of changing of leads. It may not be absolutely intentional because somebody else might make a breakaway. There are enough teams representing enough different schools right there, and they're racing for points and for themselves and their school. But again, it does look like Remy Drolet. All right, we are seeing them track through the stadium under the bridge right here. Track still looks like it's holding up remarkably well as Hagenbuch right there, who has a wicked sprint, sitting right at the back of that lead group. Here are the next group of chasers. Finn Sweet from the University of Vermont.
15 into the race arena goes Bernard Flaschenberg, just behind Will Koch. Koch from the University of Colorado Boulder.
All right, and you watch this leading group right here.
Right behind, but Davies possessed today. Racing for the University of Alaska Fairbanks.
Jakob Neistat, number 5, number 22, and now has moved up considerably, and that is the winner of the first day of racing. Joe Davies from UAF. Drolet is right there. Hagenbuch is there. Number 9, Sam Hendry is there for Utah, and there is 4, Luke Yeager. All right, and it does appear right now that Joe Davies has taken the lead, a bold move for the UAF skier.
Finn Sweet enters the race arena wearing bib number 10. the silver medalist from the World University.
And now
Carrying his speed nicely.
some of the very high-quality chasers there with Mike Opoff
Up the hill with
right
Jack
there.
Lang
And
behind
here's
Mike Opoff.
Dartmouth skier
Jack Lang.
number 16, Luke Allen,
His teammate, Luke Allen.
a sophomore from Ottawa, skiing for Brayton Osgood's Dartmouth Big Green Men.
Racer number 12, doing a great job for UAF.
So out of this group right now, anything could happen. And I think the presence of Joe Davies
Racing for
is
number
a very
23,
apt one.
captain of the team.
He's wearing number 22.
Heading out.
If you try to keep an eye on him, lives out of Pemberton,
Continue to separate out
British
from the
Columbia.
field.
And he's another athlete that's done a lot of traveling, if you talk about Joe this year. But he skied to a top 30 in the 15K skate at the World Championships just recently. I think it was just a week ago. They ended in Planica, Slovenia. So he's skiing at pretty much a world-class pace. There is Kirkning wearing bib number 1 for Denver. Right behind him goes number 10, and that's Finn Sweet.
Greg Bird.
And here are our next group of athletes going down this downhill, then the 180-degree turn into the stadium. Back to the front of the pack now, almost 30 minutes into this race.
Denver University. David Haugen from University of Colorado Boulder, racing for the Buffaloes. Racer number 35.
So 27:10 was
Pack of
the
racer number 14.
top time at the interval for the men.
Pat from Michigan Tech University.
And just coming through the stadium, we have Ari Endested, Magnus Norrie, Peter Hines, Luke Allen, and Will Koch. Will sitting in the 15th place for the Colorado Buff. Somebody's making a move up there on the left-hand side of that group. Now a little bit of animation around this turn.
That's actually Adi Endestad, racer number 28 from the University of Alaska Anchorage. The Seawolf doing a great job representing.
Quite often you see a bit of that movement and animation around a terrain change.
Didn't fall far from the
This
tree.
is very steep right here. The television can't give it the justice it deserves because it doesn't really show steepness very well.
4 other racers.
But it is a long and grueling hill.
36.
31 minutes into the race. I'm Peter Graves. Happy to have you with us. Fantastic, and hello to everybody watching. I'm guessing that may be Drolet on the left-hand side, but there are several teams that are wearing light uniforms now.
Field separating out nicely, recapping the action at the front of the pack.
Ben Sweet also has been having a very good race.
Pack, Magnus Burr.
The sophomore at UVM out of Waterbury, Vermont. So they have, of course, Neisted, who we've talked about, the junior from Stockholm on the UVM squad.
Freestyle event, University of Alaska Fairbanks.
And they're in this group.
There they are, the gang of 6 at the front of the race. Remy Drolet dropping out into another lane.
6 in a pack here.
6. Well ahead of the rest of the field. Anything can happen. We've got a couple laps to go.
And it still looks like Drolet is at the front, kind of on the left-hand side of that
Right
pack.
in the mix for Harvard. Super conditions for racing today here in Lake Placid.
And look at that crowd that is watching here today. Fantastic.
Including a Bluebird Day for the opening.
We will, of course, also bring you the award ceremony.
That's impressive indeed. As we see the drone
So presumably Drolet, and I base that only on the white uniform that Harvard is wearing this year. And Neistat, I think, up there with those leaders as well. 24 years old. In 2022, Neistat of UVM was 9th in the 20K mass start at U.S. Nationals at Soldier Hollow. He was also a World Junior skier. And now a significant break here and a big movement of speed. It looks like 3 are off the front. And it has certainly been the tempo that has picked up here significantly now. And a place to do it where there is no recovery right here on this climb. Well, Drolet has been at the front through much of this race. He was 7th in the 10K race we had. There he is. And Neistat right behind him. And we may see a bunch of little surges. But watch the beauty of their classical skiing. Hagenbuch, the Sun Valley Dartmouth sophomore, moving into 3rd place for the big green. And this is such good classical skiing and so efficient. And you can watch how still the upper body is, too. Everything that's powering you is powering you down the track.
Come on, guys.
Neistat moving to the side a little bit. Hagenbuch trying to move up, but still a good tempo here. Here's 11 and 22 and 9. Magnus Bow. Sam Hendry. And Joe Davies. Now coming up is Bernard Flashberger. And 4, Luke Yeager. Luke on our Olympic team for Beijing. Actually took 25th in the men's sprints. He's had a fantastic World Junior career as well. Member of that 4x5 relay that finished first at the 2019 World Juniors. And a really solid job here for this Dartmouth skier, Jack Lang, coming up. He is not far off the pace. So Dartmouth has Hagenbuch up front. And speaking of the big green, there is one of their next athletes to come, Luke Allen. 2022 All-East team. 13th here in the EISA Championships in Lake Placid.
Let's go, come on. Make this happen. This is really good, Luke. Come on, buddy. Up. Come
23
on,
in that group as well is Logan Moore out of Middlebury College. And then number 12, Christopher Cullev of UAF. Going to rejoin the lead pack here now with Drolet out in front. Walker Hall going by there. He's in quite a good position. And some of the rest of the field, Scott Schultz from University of New Hampshire, who grew up here in Lake Placid, skied with Neistat, as did other members of his family. Andreas Kirchnig of Denver right there. And number 10 going by, that is Finn Sweet. Once he was among that lead pack, but he's still holding strong. The Vermont skier out of Waterbury, 31 goes by us. Redbert. 32 is Reed Godfrey. Quickly, we'll go back to the front of the pack now. So we have Neisted running in to third place. Hagenbuch with the bare sleeves there running into second, and he has moved up throughout the race. The second place winner. Here's the chasers right here. Magnus Boo to the right-hand side. Number 22 in the middle is Joe Davies. And there is number 9, Sam Hendry, out of Utah. All of those guys skiing very well here.
Come on. Up. Woo. Go. Nice job. Come on.
Colin Freed out of Michigan Tech University. Here is Luke Yeager of Utah. And Bernard Flashberger, number 15. Here is 7, Mike Opoff. And number 29, Jack Lang for Dartmouth. Number 24 leads this group out, Luke Fricker, Northern Michigan University. And here you see this next grouping. Luke Fricker in there, as noted. 39, Everett Sapp, also skiing for Harvard there. Hagenbuch, very strong and the kind of skier that could bust this open. But it depends how he is feeling, and it looks like Neisted has passed Hagenbuch and running in second and third, respectively.
Neisted and John.
John Steele Hagenbuch. That's his full name. And he is indeed a man of steel out there today. Wilson Moore Middlebury, right there, coached by Andrew Johnson, has been at the head of the program for quite a number of years.
There's Magnus Bö, followed by Hendry of Utah, and Joe Davies.
So 40 minutes into the race, and we go to the leaders. There is Drolet in white, Neisted in the black and green, and there is Johnny Hagenbuch in the green of Dartmouth. And you'll watch Drolet once in a while look over his shoulder. It's a wise move. He wants to know what's happening behind him, and there is a lot happening behind him. But the big props to Drolet because he has virtually led wire to wire. And nobody content to bust a move right here. Drolet makes the turn in the lead at 41.03, basically the same time for Neisted of UVM. And Hagenbuch just a tenth of a second behind. Joe Davies running in fourth. Magnus Boo in fifth for Colorado, and Sam Hendry for Utah.
In that second group of 3.
And there is our leading group, what you saw a moment ago.
Korean, Norwegian, and English.
Joe Davies right there. He wears number 22.
That second group of 3. And now, the next group. Racer number 7. Mike Opoff, your 5th place.
And Joe, just a sophomore.
Followed now by Luke Jagger.
All right, well, as we continue to watch here, it clearly is Drolet.
Big guns right there.
I think Hagenbuch running in third. He's out of Sun Valley. Now there is Drolet still in the lead as they're getting ready to come through the stadium here. There they are right there.
As Austin Caldwell, the assistant coach for
Drolet, who was 7th in the 10K, certainly showing his pedigree right now.
Cheer on Magnus
Skied in the
top skiers.
2022 Olympic Winter Games.
Making a huge effort right here. Check him out on the big screen, and Hagenbuch.
All right, and it appears that Johnny Hagenbuch has moved ahead of Drolet and Neistat around this term.
It looks like he's making that move right now. Hagenbuch.
Johnny was on World Junior teams in 19 and in 20.
You can see them from the drone.
Just won the EISA finals about 2 weeks ago, the 10K by more than a minute. 7, Mike Opoff trying to close the gap for UAF.
As racer number 7 from University
But
of Alaska Fairbanks, Mike Opoff.
at some point in there, Hagenbuch decided he would go to the front.
In the lead, Remy Drolet behind. Looks like Neistat has his work cut out for him to
Drolet
close proximity to
looking like he can hang on to that tempo set by Hagenbuch.
If anybody can track them down, it is Neistat from the University of Vermont. But Hagenbuch putting on a show out of Sun Valley and Dartmouth. The big skier.
Talk about Hagenbuch and, of course,
now Neistat.
the development he had in Sun Valley.
Will he be able to dig deep into the well?
But it looks like it feels like he has enough strength now
in front of him.
that he is trying to really make a move here.
Now of Hagenbuch. And the big question is, was it all bluster? Did he go a little bit too soon? We've seen John Steele Hagenbuch time his push at the finish line.
And at the moment,
it looks like he's doing the same
Drolet or Neistat don't appear that they can answer this surge.
And Hagenbuch starting to lengthen that lead. Neistat now getting a little bit closer to Drolet. The question is that because Neistat's moving quicker, or is that because Drolet is starting to feel the pain and drop off?
And look at that. And this is all uphill right here. 45 minutes into the race.
Multiple generations attending Dartmouth College.
And definitely, he is putting some meters on second place.
Be an insurmountable lead. Drolet doing everything he can to track him down, the 2022 Olympian from Canada.
Drolet in second.
Down the EISA Rookie of the Year.
And Jakob Neistat, the junior from Stockholm on Pat Weaver's UVM Ski Cats squad.
Hagenbuch is opening up a can of Warpart as he gets into position.
This is incredibly impressive.
Switching lanes real quick right there. You can see Remy Drolet and Jacob Neistat in second and third place. On the drone footage, these racers are powering their way to the finish line. This is the last lap for them. As they work their way around this field, you can see the fans cheering them on now. Hagenbuch in the lead, Drolet in second, and Neistat in third.
Well, Dartmouth and Hagenbuch have,
Top skiers.
he's had a lot of racing experience, so he must feel comfortable in doing this. But it's a bold move.
So great to see
Drolet in second.
Incredible athletes here in Lake Placid. The final day of competition here at the NCAA Championship.
Several years ago, when I was doing this at Bozeman, Montana, I remember when Harvard took the National Giant Slalom title for women.
What a great job they did hosting the
That was a very big day. But can Drolet reel in this charging Johnny Steele Hagenbuch?
Hagenbuch opening up a whole can of hurt on the rest of the field now.
This is indeed impressive, and he's doing it all on his own.
Hagenbuch now
Drolet alone in second place.
looking at a gold medal performance.
And Neistat from University of Vermont.
Hagenbuch, not to jinx him, with an
I was curious where the next chase group is, but we may not show that in the spot, as we're going to stay with the leaders here.
Digging deep into his bag of tricks to keep Drolet.
And look at our leader. All of these men skiing very well in 20K.
Drolet closing the gap a little bit.
I left my remote camera out on course. I have to go back.
But it looks like Hagenbuch.
How far out? Pretty like.
Of course, Dartmouth and Harvard are obviously the two Ivy League ski teams that ski in Division One. And here is our next look at the leader right now. Just strong and smooth, and he is hugely out front. There is Drolet, and he's hanging on.
Come on, Johnny.
And the UVM skier running in third, but a really nice picture of
You're making the gap. Come on, Johnny.
John
Let's go
Hagenbuch
up and over here. Come on,
skiing
Johnny.
here.
Let's go. Come on. Up and over. Ski the downhill. Let's go, Johnny.
Now, Neistat of UVM getting out of the track, where you see Drolet still in the track, but he's
Come
wanting
on,
to get
Johnny!
maybe as much kick as he can on those skis. Here are the next group of chasers, and they don't look that far behind Neistat. Here you have, this is 22, and Joe Davies, our winner the other day from UAF, and along with Sam Hendry, who has done a really good job out there today. Is there enough in the tank in the closing minutes of this race to reel anybody in?
Number 9, making his move
And
on Joe Davies.
again, I believe this shot is our leader, and Drolet, and if this is accurate, is still quite far away. Drolet has really reeled in Hagenbuch, and they're close together now.
On the big screen.
Oh, my!
Moments.
The closing minutes of this race, only a couple of ski lengths off.
Single ski length separating the two.
Hagenbuch, though, holding strong. And the crowd, I can tell you, nobody's sitting down here.
As they work their way around
Drolet is less than a ski length behind him now for Harvard.
Timing his attack.
Hagenbuch trying to hold on, now focusing all the strength, all the determination, all the energy into keeping out front.
On the inside now.
We talked about in the women's show the role of tactics. We'll see ultimately who played it better. And we could be seeing a sprint to the finish. This is the kind of races, both in Alpine and in Nordic, that deliver through NCAA action. And even third place has closed the gap a little bit.
All about tactics at this point.
But I know something of Hagenbuch, and he is a tough guy. Drolet, though, is making a very nice move on the left-hand side around this turn and is obviously trying to pass him. Both of those guys are relying on years of training, fitness, but also what the Finns call sisu, just tenacity. They are hanging on by a thread. And does it look like Drolet now has opened up the lead? 51 minutes, coming up on 52 minutes into this 20K race. My goodness. So many changes, so many epic stories here.
Working beautifully. Chris City, the head coach for Harvard, nailing the wax.
Now, there may be a little time for Hagenbuch to get some kind of recovery here. Here they are. It's Drolet back in the front. And Chris City, their head coach at Harvard, must be going crazy right now. What a great job he has done with the program. And they are in the lead again, and are they in near shot of a national champion? Hagenbuch right there. And Jakob Neistat has been tough the whole race. He has fought hard to be in the third place spot for the University of Vermont. Drolet rounds the turn here. Hagenbuch in second. Give it about maybe 2 seconds behind him. Sam Hendry, who skied well for Utah. Joe Davies right there for UAF. And number 11, Magnus Boo, who was in the lead group. And here is, if you're in the hunt for medals, what it's all about. Hagenbuch now into second place. Drolet out in front now.
All right, here.
Digging deep into the well.
Drolet just at 22 years of age has a bright future when he graduates from Harvard, and I hope will continue skiing with the Canadian national team. But this is an incredible tempo.
We knew he would be a threat for the podium. We didn't know.
Drolet, the junior for the Harvard Crimson. And a place that they train a lot, the Weston Ski Track. If there are people watching down there, I bet they're going crazy right now. Number 29 is there. There is number 9 again. Sam Hendry for the University of Utah. He looks like he will be the number 1 Ute finisher.
And into the race arena here.
And we are getting close to crunch time now. And Drolet showing extraordinary fitness.
Barring mishap, he's got
and there is John Hagenbuch.
Big left foot turn for the Canadian. And then he'll be focused on the finish. There's Jacob Neistat.
What a dramatic race here today.
Number 5 for the University of Vermont Catamounts.
Unbelievable. Come from behind.
All right. There is Drolet, and he has opened up a gap now over Dartmouth's John Hagenbuch, who has done an extraordinary job. But look at this. This is going to be a very sweet moment, as it looks like Remy Drolet will be the new NCAA ski champion across the line. And he does it. He does it. And Johnny Hagenbuch, what a marvelous job. And now in third place will be Jacob Neistat from the University of Vermont.
An impressive finish indeed.
What an effort of these 3 men of iron today on a course that is unbelievably tough. All of them were out front at one point.
The 20-kilometer event. What a great race.
All right, and now coming in will be number 9. That'll be Sam Hendry. He has done extremely well for Utah today. And now these 2 coming up here, I don't know, they don't have quite enough, but it will be Magnus Boo and number 22, Joe Davies. And you got to hand it to Joe. He's had a remarkable week here of skiing. Already won national title. There is a look at Remy Drolet.
Congratulations to Drolet.
He skied a magnificent race.
Who was the champion of the
Wow.
Biathlon shootout just a couple days ago.
And now, continuing on in the top 10, there is 7. That's Mike Opoff.
Across the line.
And then coming in, Bernard Flashberger.
Number 15 through the finish line.
And there's another Dartmouth skier, so they will pick up some good points here.
Jack Lang.
And that
got to be psyched with that. He was
is Jack Lang.
15th place finish.
Well,
and
Mr.
Will
Lang,
Cope, who continually crept up throughout the race.
From the University of Colorado,
a wonderful job that puts him in 10th place.
What a great finish there for Will Koch, who grew up in Peru, Vermont, being cheered on by
in every way, a brilliant race that displayed it all, a knowledge of tactics, great fitness. And here comes Luke Yeager from Utah, out of Anchorage, Alaska, 23 years old. Luke will be in the 11th place spot. Will Koch in 10th.
From Anchorage, Alaska, doing a great job today, Luke Jagger. Narrowly missing the top 10 with an 11th place finish for Utah.
Skiers that come from many countries around the world here to represent their schools in the NCAA championships. Quickly, I want to go through the top times again. Remy Drolet takes the gold medal as number 12 come in. Johnny Hagenbuch in second for Dartmouth. Jakob Neustadt, UVM in third, then Sam Hendry, Utah, Magnus Bow in fifth, Joe Davies sixth, Mike Opoff, they're both from UAF, Bernard Flashberger in the 8th place spot for Denver, Jack Lang, Dartmouth in 9th, Will Koch 10th, Luke Yeager in 11th, Christopher Kolev of UAF, they have put 3 in the top 12, and Luke Allen has just come in for Dartmouth with a time of 57:48. Remy Drolet's time, 54:54.
Hagenbuch and Lang cracking the top 10.
And the next skier to come in here
from Middlebury, racer number 23.
will be the athlete from Middlebury College.
Racer number 21.
And then number 21, Wilson Moore, also from Middlebury.
So some solid results there for the Panthers. Side by side.
And sometimes battles for battle that causes these guys to sprint right to the finish line. Andreas Kirkning, wearing number 1, comes across for Denver. Walker Hall just finishes for the Utah Utes. Walker unofficially in 17th place with a time of 58:43. Peter Hines of UAA in 18th. Zachary Namath of Colby in 19th place. We take now a look at the overall standings, which we have just covered. But there you see it was under 5 seconds between Drolet and Hagenbuch. But Remy Drolet captures the NCAA title for Harvard Crimson.
To the finish line right now.
Great day today. More finishers coming up.
Battling it out with racer number 32.
Side by side across the finish line.
Greg Bird of UVM into the finish, and he's followed by MSU's Reed Godfrey.
I was worried, like, the end to catch Johnny was really hard.
And there is our look at the Harvard champion. Hannah Halverson back there as well, I see, former U.S. ski team member who's an assistant coach with Chris City.
The Catamount, who competed at Craftsbury.
10th place coming in, Finn Sweet from UVM, and 40th is Elijah Winnig from Denver.
Into the finish area.
And now we have our next skier, Oyvind Haugen, out of the University of Colorado.
Eye on the prize, that finish line. Oyvind Haugen. The Colorado skier
Bib number
finish line for the
38. Coming in out of Oslo, a senior at CU, 2-time All-American. And here is number 35.
Number 35.
Coming in, Florian Winkler out of Montana State University, a German skier who's a grad student at Montana State.
And the Bobcat through the finish line. Rapid 20K race.
Well, it's an amazing day, and like Novi McCabe for Utah, Remy Drolet is all smiles today.
This is Jack Christner from Middlebury. He'll join.
Here is Jack Christner from Middlebury College, who hails from Ripton. He's a sophomore, a 4-time All-American for Middlebury College.
On his way to the finish line now, representing MTU, that's Michigan Technical University.
Skylar Patton from Michigan Tech coming in. He was 14th in the 10K out of Park City, Utah.
University of Alaska Anchorage skier, number 30, Magnus
And number 30 coming into the stadium.
Wrapping up his race, his teammate right behind for UAA.
And that was Magnus Nori of University of Alaska Anchorage. Here's Ari Endestad, the junior at UAA from Fairbanks,
in his competitive years,
who I know his mom is watching here in the stadium today.
Will be your next competitor across the line.
Number 37 coming in now.
From Michigan Tech University.
Colin Freed out of Michigan Tech. And once again, let's take a look at the standings right now of the top 10. Harvard takes another NCAA crown. Johnny Hagenbuch a superb day. He pushed the pace for Dartmouth. He ended up in second. Nystedt for UVM, their top point getter, the Swedish skier. Sam Hendry for Utah, Flashberger of DU, and so on, with Will Koch rounding out the top 10 here for the University of Colorado. So there you see it, and the point calculations will be being made. Again, we look at Remy Drolet.
There are two skiers in for the day. Of course, Remy Drolet.
All right, we'll take a break from our live coverage here and be back shortly. You're watching the 2023 NCAA Skiing Championships. We conclude with a great day of cross-country skiing at Mount Van Hoevenberg, and the women put on a show of skill, strength, and endurance in the Mass Start 20K race here at Mount Van Hoevenberg in Lake Placid under superb skiing conditions. The race started off with the big guns out front. And it was a display of great skiing, including some courageous breakaways. The teams seeking points were often right at the front. And a gold medal performance for exceptional championships for Utah's Novi McCabe of Winthrop, Washington, who took a second gold in the championships, while third went to Maine native Sophia Lockley for Utah, who is one of her generation's best climbers, while second went to Colorado's Hannah Abramson, who finished just 10 seconds behind the winner. And there are the top 10 standings, but winning both the short race and the long, Novi McCabe showed her incredible fitness, technique, and style. The men were next in the men's 20K mass start. It was a great start under sunshine and near perfect skiing conditions. Very early, Remy Drolet in the white uniform of Harvard, the Canadian, made a breakaway, and it was a good one. Jakob Nystedt of University of Vermont followed in second place as Dartmouth's sophomore Johnny Hagenbuch out of Sun Valley, Idaho, closed the gap. Then in this move here, Hagenbuch, in an old school display of guts and courage, made a move and went out front, and then held the lead for a rather long time in the closing minutes of the race. Hagenbuch continuing to lead. And then it was Drolet again, the Harvard skier, Canadian national team member, comes into the finish line and takes the win. A display of talent that was indeed impressive, 54.6. Johnny Hagenbuch was second place with a hard-charging effort. As you look at Drolet, and then third went to the UVM speedster, the Swede with speed, Jakob Nystedt for the University of Vermont. And there they are in a spirit of togetherness. The results show Harvard on top, winning another national title. John Hagenbuch for the Big Green in second, Jakob Neistat, University of Vermont third, then Sam Hendry, Magnus Boo, Joe Davies has had quite a week for Alaska, Fairbanks, Opoff, Floshberger, Jack Lang, and Will Koch from Colorado round out the top 10. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the end of our live coverage of these 2023 NCAA skiing championships. It's been wonderful to have you along. We really appreciate it and appreciate you supporting the telecast. So it's day 4. We're up to the final set of awards and, of course, the championship awards as well. That beautiful mountain whiteface has been our scenic backdrop where the Alpine competition was held, and the 1980 Winter Olympic Games competition was held. Right now, we are right there, Mount Van Hovenberg, as you see to the left of that building, the bobsled track. So we are really steps away from the bob and luge run here in Lake Placid. These NCAA championships have been very well organized. The athletes for whom it's all about put on an extraordinary show of athleticism and sportsmanship. And next year, the NCAAs will be hosted by the University of Colorado at Steamboat Springs, and we all will look forward to being there at those championships. So once again, the awards will be coming up very, very soon, I am told. And at the point of the start of the awards, we will put you in the hands of the public address announcer here, Pete Davis, who has done a great job himself at these championships. So just a short hold here, my friends, before the awards get underway. The Base Lodge is right behind us as that backdrop. It's just crowded with friends of and parents of the athletes, coaches, cross-country ski fans. Oh, it's been really very, very nice.
In 7th place, her teammate from the Big Green, representing Dartmouth, Ava Thurston.
And I'm hoping you hear Pete Davis now, the man with the loudspeaker.
In 6th place, from the University of New Hampshire, representing the Wildcats.
So I will let him call this and lay out for a bit here.
In 5th place, from the University of Utah, Sydney Palmer Legere. In 4th place, from the University of Alaska Fairbanks, Mariel Merle Pules. And now it's time to recognize our top 3. The podium performers include our bronze medalist today from the University of Utah, Sophia Laukley. In second place, representing the Buffaloes of the University of Colorado Boulder, Hannah Abrahamson.
Thank you. Good job.
And the champion of the Women's 20-kilometer Classic, representing the University of Utah. Let's hear it for the champion, Novi McCabe.
Thank you. Where's your flag, girl?
Ladies and gentlemen, there they are, the champions of the Women's 20-kilometer event.
First through fourth. 5 through 8. 5 through 8. What number?
5.
Number?
Sorry.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to recognize your top 8 in the men's 20-kilometer classic, and what a race that was. In 8th place, representing the University of Denver, Bernard Flaschenberger.
Thank you. Left side over there.
Joining Bernard on the podium today is our 7th place finisher from the University of Alaska Fairbanks, Mike Ophoff.
Thank you. You want to go to the right side over here? Right side?
Your 6th place finisher, also joining us from the University of Alaska Fairbanks, representing the Nanooks, Joe Davies.
Left side. Left side.
In 5th place today in the 20-kilometer classic from the University of Colorado Boulder, Magnus Bø.
Thank you. Want to go to the right side?
In 4th place today from the University of Utah, Samuel Hendry. And now it's time to recognize our podium performers. In 3rd place from the University of Vermont, representing the Canada. In 2nd place, representing the Big Green of Dartmouth, John Steele Hagenberg. And the champion of the men's 20-kilometer classic event, representing Harvard University, your champion, Remy Trelane.
I love you too.
Ladies and gentlemen, your men's 20-kilometer classic champions. Congratulations to our individual award winners, and there they go, clustering the podium now, your top 8 finishers.
Hey guys, 1 through 4, 4
Well, the team awards will be coming up, but it was an epic cross-country day at Mount Van Hovenberg, where the 1980 games cross-country and biathlon were contested in a brand new facility on brand new tracks, and they passed the test so nobly. Congratulations to all the athletes, and especially those on the podium today at this 2023 NCAA Championship.
Thank you, Lake Placid.
And our national championship awards will be coming up.
Businesses that supported our events this week. The team awards will be presented to the 4 teams garnering the most points this week from all 8 events. Presenting the team trophies are members of the NCAA National Collegiate Men's and Women's Skiing Committee. In 4th place, compiling 343 points this week, goes to the University of Vermont. Let the team please step forward to receive your team trophy.
Jacob.
Gotta get that picture of Jacob up on the stage.
Where's Matthias?
Get the big head of Jacob up there. Come on. Get it up there. Get the big head up there. Come on. Don't be shy. There they are, the University of Vermont Catamounts, your 4th place finishers. And there's the big head. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the Catamounts.
Family, baby, it's family. Yes.
All right, let's go.
Our 3rd place team, compiling 416.5 points this week, goes to the Pioneers of the University of Denver.
TU, please come on forward to receive your team trophy.
Wow.
I didn't know we all get one. Did they grab your mini trophies? Oh, yeah, thank you.
Let's have a round of applause for your 3rd place team, the University of Denver.
You're doing a .5? Right there.
This one cannot go to the Pioneer.
No.
And in 2nd place, the overall team standings, compiling 491.5 points this week, goes to the University of Colorado Boulder.
Come on forward, Buffaloes.
I'm doubling this. There we go, baby. Woo! Who wants the big one? That's Phil. That's for Phil. Phil. Yeah, you champion. Thank you.
Grab a couple.
I can grab a couple for them up there. Yeah, I can grab a few. Congrats on it.
Let's hear it for the University of Colorado Boulder, your runners-up at the NCAA Championships.
Let's take a box.
And now, the 2023 National Collegiate Men's and Women's Ski Championships National Championship Trophy will be presented to the Utes
From the University of Utah, please step forward to receive the NCAA Skiing Championship Team Trophy.
Swing by and grab your minis. Swing by and grab your minis.
Celine, let me order.
He's got some more.
We have to get the eraser. Yep. We didn't get one.
There you go, Jaeger! Come on, Luke! Jaeger! Let's go, Luke!
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the NCAA champions, the University of Utah.
Utah 3! 1, 2, 3! Yes!
All right, Utah, we got hats and we got shirts over there. Grab a hat. I don't want